Dear Superintendent and School Board, I come to you to talk about a very important issue to me, and hopefully it is one to you as well. As you are aware, we do not have the technology and STEM information available to our students that we should be. It is through nobody's fault. It has just been a lack of funding that has not given us the opportunities to be able to make dramatic changes in our district in recent years. Looking to the future, there is not a large hope of that changing very quickly. I feel that one of the things that our district could do to fix this problem now, without having a huge financial strain, would be to embrace the Next Generation Science Standards, or NGSS. They are standards that are of high quality, incorporate various subjects, and are forward-thinking. The NGSS have helped to prepare students better for the real-world jobs. Switching over would not cost a substantial amount. It would just require some reworking of the things that we already have. NGSS were developed by states in the National Research Council, the National Science Association, the American Association for the Advancement of Science, and others. They have further been reviewed by K-12 teachers, state science and policy staff, higher education, faculty, scientists, engineers, cognitive scientists, and business leaders. While NGSS has not been mandated by any legislator, many school districts have switched over, incorporating them voluntarily. This shows to me that it is a very important thing and that it gives those districts an advantage over many of the others. With many contributors from eventual job markets, NGSS has been created to follow the educational development of children and also give them the skills that they will need when going to look for jobs in areas such as science, technology, engineering, or math fields. The NGSS are not just focused on staff. The standards are set up so that there are 3 general standards within a topic. There are science and engineering practicing examples, disciplinary core ideas, and cross-cutting concepts. Below are also listed ELA and mathematic Common Core related standards, which our district is already aligned to. Through taking that science and engineering, we are integrating engineering into what has previously just had been science curriculum, and also incorporating technology applications, which makes it more advanced for our students. Then when you add the ELA and mathematic connections, it makes it even more obvious the different ways that NGSS should be implemented and could be implemented into different units throughout the year. This makes it so that the science curriculum does not have to stand alone but could be added in when relevant to other subject areas, thus creating more significant connections between the concepts and making a more lasting impression on the students. One thing that I have truly come to see through my own furthering of education and also watching my classroom for the past several years has been that the more subjects that are integrated throughout the day, the more it shows relevance to the students and the more that they become interested in the subject. They can see the real-world application and it makes them want to know more. Critical thinking is something that all standard development is trying to increase. I know that from previous in-service professional development, incorporating more critical thinking was an important issue in our district. One of the pushes behind the Common Core movement was to increase the critical thinking in the standards. Jobs, colleges, and universities are always asking for more critical thinking once the students have moved past high school. NGSS includes and focuses on critical thinking skills, along with giving the students hands-on activities so that the students are able to work through the information themselves. They are more about the student-focused learning. Engineering elements require students to be able to create a design that works as well as be able to keep working on it to make the design the best as possible. Life skills outside of critical thinking will also be improved. NGSS will change the way that people think of a typical science classroom. Instead of having the typical memorization under the NGSS, students will instead concentrate on asking questions, developing hypotheses, testing models, making evidence-based arguments, and learning other skills that real scientists use all the time. It won't just be about the facts anymore that don't really stick with most people, making the information not as important as it should be, seeing as many of the people forget about it. Kind of defeats the purpose of the original intent. NGSS will help to bring new life to the classroom by switching away from the memorization. Students who are struggling in many other subjects will be given the chance to hone these skills and then apply them back into their other classrooms, hopefully improving skills across the border. They will be able to make it more knowledgeable and have the students become knowledgeable adults instead of just scientists. The NGSS are a set of standards that may not be required yet, but could really bring our students and school into the future if we look for the initiative. The challenge that the students get from them would also give them lots of support and essential skills for the future. Benefits of the students would be numerous, as they would gain so many real-world skills that can be applied to jobs in all fields and of the job market. I know that extra funding is scarce these days, but even a small-scale incorporation of the standards to our existing curriculum would truly increase the amount of content our students would gain. An entire curriculum change would not be necessary. Just realigning what we already have to incorporate the NGSS would have a significant impact for our students. Our students are already at a disadvantage with not having the resources that many districts have. I feel this change would greatly benefit them and give them an excellent jump forward into the future. I truly hope that you will agree with me.